Hello, hello. Hello, wonderful people. I hope you are well, wherever you are. Hang on, just turn this light on here. See if that helps any. It's not very bright, so it might not. There we go. It's something. All right. Happy Leap Day, everybody. I hope you are all leaping to positive things in your life. May you leap to greatness. May you leap to happiness. Whoops. And since this is an unusual day, it only comes around once every 4 years, I thought I would, for what it's worth, I listen to your readings, Autumn, and hide the chats because I can't follow you if the chat is on. Sorry. Row pass. Well, I'm glad you're here. Sorry. Okay, it's an interesting day, so I thought I would do something interesting with the, I don't know if I can get this to show without the, I don't know, I've got these circles. Kind of hard to see. Huh, didn't realize that, they'd be so reflective. These little whorls, these little circly things on my nails. Very hard to see. Strange. Okay, well, I tried. And sometimes in life, you know what? That counts for a lot. At least you tried. All right. Okay, I'm looking for questions here. Leap day. Mini fish scales. Yeah, they're little whorls. All right, I'm scrolling back up so I can see questions. How did socialism become taboo to both Democrats and Republicans? Honestly, Sarah, it has to do with, it's a holdover from, the long fight against the Soviets. It's like muscle memory at this point. That and the fact that, I mean, I've lived overseas. I lived in Europe, and I can see, typical Gen X, I can see both sides of this. I can see the need for an improvement, and I can see how hard it is when the taxes get really, really high, and how a black market flourishes. And will Trump get COVID-19? I have looked at that. It said he would not, but the main thing was that anytime he's sick, he would hide it. So, yeah, because he doesn't want to show any weakness whatsoever. Do I anticipate Republicans deliberately voting for Bernie in South Carolina in order to interfere and sow further chaos? I read on that. Actually, I've read on that a couple of times, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, on Wednesday the 19th, starting at 54 minutes, 15 seconds, will Republicans pretending to be Democratic primary voters change the results? Okay, still looking. Will we ever have Medicare for all and free colleges? I can ask that. I'll ask it as two different, let's see, Medicare for all, free colleges. And I will unplug this fan because it seems to be quite loud. Would Nancy choose Hillary as her vice president if she became president after Trump and Pence were out? Everything I could ask Sarah, Sharon. Sorry, Sharon. Hillary is just so fed up. She's just. She would be so divisive. My gut is just like Hillary is, I feel so bad when I don't answer your questions because I'm thinking whatever, but my gut is just like, move on. And I'm like, but that's rude. But that makes me feel bad. Oh, see, now I feel guilty. So I don't care if my gut's telling me to move on, because I'm not happy with that. Today I have a new box that holds more cards. Well, we are talking about the power of women. So we're starting with, will Hillary get back into politics in any way, shape, or form? So 6 minutes in. Will Hillary get into politics in any way, shape, or form? Hillary, get back into politics. Hello, Hillary. She's actually, she's got surprisingly friendly energy. Just like a, hi. I mean, some people I read on, they're like, go away, or they're like, ugh, whatever. But it's almost like her energy, it's like she's just sitting there and she's like, oh, hi, just, eh. Had enough. No, thank you. No, thank you. She might work, she has a podcast coming out, I believe, doesn't she? If she's going to be on something like that, on a podcast, or I could have sworn she has one coming out. But no, she's so done being in office. But if she wants to, if she can just talk about what she knows or what she sees, she'll do that. Okay. Kellyanne Conway, will she get any consequences? I've read on her multiple times, and what I get, BQ, is that both she and Sarah Huckabee Sanders will be in and out of hearings and maybe court cases, but definitely hearings over and over. Like it like takes over their lives is what I've gotten before. What would it take to get money out of politics? Money out of politics. What would it take to get money out of politics? Honestly, a catastrophe. I mean, other than the Eight of Swords here, these are all major arcana, and they're not. These are heavy duty cards. Heavy duty. So I'm afraid it would take a real craziness. Real catastrophe. Hello, good morning. What is going to happen with Turkey and Russia? AJ is asking. Why, is there something in the news I've missed? Then again, I feel like I've missed all the news because all the news talks about are these primaries. I can see them. They look like fingerprints. Yeah, sort of. Okay. Hello, hello. Oh, I love those roses. Where am I? This thing just jumped. Roses, roses. There we go. Thank you, Beryl. I love the roses. What question? What is Jim Jones's view of Donald Trump's presidency? I am not familiar. I can't picture Jim Jones right off the top of my head. Sorry. Trump has said he has a list of people he wants to purge. I haven't read on that in a while, so I will. Let's do Trump purges. What's the state of that? Let's see here. Will the Pope recover? Holy cow, he's got it. Does the Pope have the coronavirus, Bev? Really? Really, the Pope caught it? I thought he was just sick. Your notebook is working out well. Yes. Yes, Jenny Guy. Will children ever be returned to their mothers? Missing grandchildren returned. Hang on, I've got to refresh this because I've got I've lost internet. Really? I hope you guys can still. Yeah, the live stream is still going. Let me pull this in and plug this in and see. It's kind of hard to see your questions if I can't see the internet. It's odd. Well, I've got questions to read on here while that's doing whatever that's doing. There we go. I'm not really in the. Let's see. Let's do. I'm in a Halloween. Every day is Halloween. Okay, good. All right, scrolling back up. Well, upcoming. It will take money to get money out of politics. I like that, Rob. Will primaries be clean or will there be shenanigans? Why, baby? I've read on that sort of thing a number of times, and what I got is that there will be minimal shenanigans, but there are so many people voting that the number of people willing to actually get off the internet, put on their socks and shoes, and go out to make shenanigans, excuse me, at the polls or whatever, is actually quite small. Sorry. Oh, fudge. I hope you feel better. How will Pence handle his new responsibilities? Okay, Pence, new responsibilities. Hillary. How will the Democratic convention go? All right, and that should probably, I imagine that would take care of us for the day, but let's see. It actually does help. I don't know, you don't have to, of course, but it can help if you have a question specifically to put it in all caps, because then I don't miss it. Beryl, I've got the president. Will the president return immigrant children to their mother? I've got that on my list. All right, we might just knock some of these out rather than free. I just read free colleges and my brain said free. It's like, no, we might just knock a bunch of these out with shorter 5-card readings rather than full my overloaded Celtic crosses. But let's see, I'll kind of choose as I go. Okay, Medicare for all. Where's somewhere around? All right, somewhere around 15. Medicare for all in the United States. Will we get Medicare for all in the United States? Okay. I've been getting swords, bats in this deck are swords. I've been getting sword cards and the sword court cards for medical personnel recently. King of Pumpkins, that's vested interests. 3 of Ghosts, 3 of Cups, 10 of Cups, 6 of Wands, 4 of Swords. Vested interests. You know who we were talking earlier about money and politics? It looks like we might be like headed in that direction, but there's a lot of pushback, and it doesn't work in the near term. It doesn't happen soon, is what that feels like. Sorry. I wish I had a better answer. Let me see if anything else I could know about that. Medicare for all in the US. Maybe a version of that, something similar-ish. It feels like we will eventually, but I don't think we're going to go straight from here to there, from like what we have now to okay, so that's what I am getting for that. There has been a national federal judges emergency meeting with Barr, and it was suddenly canceled. Universal health care. All right, I'll universal health care. Will we get universal health care in the U.S.? Sometime before, you know, the kind of years we're talking about in like Star Trek. Universal health care in the U.S. Okay, I'm getting the really, you're going to call it universal health care? Just in one country? Yes, I am. Universal health care, that's what we're reading on. Hit and miss. It's not. I'm getting like maybe I'm not able to think of exactly how to put it right now. The McGahn decision. There's that too. McGahn SCOTUS decision. All right, free colleges. Will the U.S. have free college? Maybe state colleges, or maybe everywhere, or okay. This is a card I get for professors. You'd think I'd get it swords because it's air signs, but no. For some reason, I get. I guess because they work with younger people and they're trying to teach. There's an emotional edge there that isn't with, say, medical personnel, because medical personnel have to. They're kind. My mother was a nurse. I'm not saying they're not emotional. They are, of course. But they have to keep a little bit more distance. Whereas professors are constantly, good professors are constantly trying to emotionally connect. Free colleges. Well, that's young people who are stressed out with the student debt and what have you. All right, so there is some change. Taking initiation. It's not going to be all. I think there will be, it feels like there will be some kind of help. There will be some kind of financial help. But it's not as broad as we want it to, but there is going to be change. It feels actually more like it's on the student debt problem. Let me ask that. Student debt. And we're around 21. Student debt. Well, what about aren't we nearing like $1 trillion in student debt or something absolutely crazy? Student debt. Talk about vested interests. People with money trying to keep the system the way it is, but it's doing a lot of damage. Debt collectors and debt damage. Labyrinth. Just a labyrinth of paperwork, and that's hope. That feels like bills being put forward. This energy is terrible as far as the current state of student debt and how people are feeling and treated. But tell me a little bit more about this hopeful, the bills being, will any of the bills pass? Will bills to help the student debt situation, will they pass? It's the state of debt is as much as we end up with educated people, and that's good. It's starting, our financial health as a country is just getting worse and worse and worse. That's not good. Will pass. It's part of, it only changes when it's not directly saying that, when it's a part of some other kind of legislation about dealing with debt and consumer protection and that sort of thing. Okay. Afghan peace deal. All right, so I took care of student debt, free colleges, did that. Money out of politics, I did that. Okay, right now we're going to do the Afghan peace deal, and that's going to take a full overloaded. First U.S. death has been reported from the coronavirus. Bless them. Bless that family. Bless that soul. Afghan peace deal. Afghan peace deal. $24. Afghan peace deal. U.S. Afghanistan peace deal. There's dubious hope, dubious relief, dubious, please let this work, please let this work, please let this work. All right, we're sowing seeds of peace here. This is good. This is good. That's always good. In the past, a lot of soldiers, a lot of young people on both sides died. And that's not me saying I'm with the other side or I'm with, no, I'm just saying it's a war zone and a lot of young people have died. Center of the reading. Yes, hope. Hope. Base of the reading. Negotiations. Back and forth. Above the reading, if I can pick up these cards. Okay, that's coming to an agreement. That's coming to a peace deal. Okay. Your future. Corruption. Is this Trump blowing up the deal, or is this corruption within Afghanistan damaging the deal, damaging the country? 2 cards on that. Near future. Corruption. Corruption within the country and a lack of rule of law. Frustrating. Home environments. Trying to rebuild. Hopes and fears that it's all tenuous and things are gonna get crazy again. What we see. Military. The young people who went over there have become adults very quickly. A generation who have just been at war. An entire generation who've been at war. Final outcome. It might actually be okay for a while. They might not be quite as good with the different factions, different religious beliefs, different. It's like a little tenuous, and eventually they go kind of back to. In Afghanistan, they go back to kind of fighting amongst themselves. How is this going to affect the U.S.? How is this peace deal and what comes after it? How is it going to affect the U.S.? People, I mean, this is not exactly a stretch to imagine, but it feels like even with something this good, the rest of the world is looking at Trump like, what is he up to? What's the catch? They don't trust him. Nobody trusts him. Trump's doing it for he's trying to do it for his re-election. He believes that military are a key component of his base, and so he's doing this to try to get them back. But the world is looking at this deal and saying, okay, what's Trump's catch? Is it going to work? Is it going to stick? That's a good card. That's a good card. I'm seeing commerce. I'm seeing religious festivals. I'm seeing some people who have religious beliefs that have nothing to do with the religion they propose or pretend they are proponents of. Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's going to stick for a while at least. The country, Afghanistan is able to just be its own country, and some basic things can go safely back into how things are done. But yeah, I don't trust Trump either. But he's doing it for his base. He's doing it to try and win, and of course he's going to go out there and say 57,000 times how he got it done. He ended the war, and then he's going, because he lives on the drama triangle. People are not going to be appreciative enough, of course, and when he becomes the savior, so he's going to go back to being the victim. He's done this, and yeah, kind of a dandy. And why? Okay, let's do Pence's new responsibilities, and we'll go. Will Trump go to extremes? It's 5 cards on how Pencey Wensey is going to handle his new responsibilities. The Iceman. The human ghost. Ghosts! Oh dear. Oh dear. Not looking good, Mike. Oh dear. Yeah. Let the medical people. This is well, first of all, they started out really badly because of Trump. And as long as they're trying to spin the message and craft the message, excuse me, and everything has to go through Pence and what have you, it's not gonna go well. Not gonna go well. And it's like, you have medical professionals, let them act, let them use the sword of truth and put medical everything in place. Information, testing. Oh, I knew I should have grabbed a drink. I'm so sorry. Let the medical people do what they need to do, or it's not going to end well. All right, that's Pence's new responsibilities. Somewhere around 30. Will Trump go to extremes? Will he use current situations to go to extremes? Will Trump use this situation to suddenly crack down, whatever that means in authoritarian speak? Martial law. Yeah, I was. It's not just martial law. I was other. I do. Thank you, white baby. I don't try to limit my imagination when it comes to Trump's crazy. The craziness that Trump comes up with, I don't try to limit it to anything. I just, because he'll come up with something where it's like, wow. Oh, there is a lot of panic out there. I mean, there is a lot of panic. And I'm trying to make light of it because it's, yeah, there's a lot of panic. Okay, that's not helping me. I'm asking about Trump. I do not need to hear about panic. I know there's panic. I'm well aware there's panic. Between the arguments that crop up on readers' channels and have been cropping up, to demonetization of videos to just the sheer feeling of panic, where it's just, but what is Trump? Is Trump going to, I alone can fix it, put his foot in it, make everything worse? There's one thing I did want to mention, and this reminds me of it. Okay. I don't think it's a huge shock to anybody that I don't like Trump. I mean, yeah, it's like, really? Really? Tell us how you really feel. Like, I haven't been, saying that for the last year and a half. But it is in my readings on Trump right now that clearer than at any point in Trump's presidency, or even before, it has never been absolutely clearer in his energy that he cannot empathize. It's like people suffering, it's like it's happening like in a painting. And he's just looking at it, and he's just looking at, it's like he's just sitting there just looking at a painting. It's like, okay, that's a painting. That's a situation. Oh, I'm supposed to do something? Oh, okay, let's blame the Democrats. I mean, he just, I'm not, it's hard even for me to wrap my head around this level of disconnect. Come on, I'm a Sun Scorpio, Moon Cancer. Heck, even my Mars is in Pisces. It's not a grand trine, unfortunately, but it's just, I'm all gushy emotions inside, and I cannot imagine. But anyway, I did want to mention that. Is Trump going to use this eyes of more potential voters? It looks like he eventually sends people out to do things, but of course, this is a reading on Trump. So you'll notice that in the this final card here, you'll notice, yes, it's the Queen of Bats. It's and I've been getting this from medical personnel, or doing something, but you'll notice it's a queen. It's not a king. And in Trump's world, in Trump's energy, that means not really doing everything, just kind of doing whatever, because of course women are less than. Yeah, he's just going to blame the Democrats. That's kind of his thing. Done student debt. The McGahn Supreme Court decision. How is that going to? I just saw, the Orange Fuhrer is having a presser at any moment. Oh, great, Gary. Why, baby? You're saying his lack of empathy is not indifference. He's fueled by hatred and vindication. There's definitely hatred and vindication, but it's separate. It feels, I don't even know that he's always been quite this bad. Maybe it's just between his age and his, his diet and whatever medication, quote unquote, he's taking. I don't know, but there's just a complete, it's like walking into the world's most silent room. If you stand there long enough, you're going to hear your own ears start to ring, because there's nothing, just nothing. So McGahn decision. Thank you, Supreme Court. Well, how's the McGahn decision? I believe it's, please correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it that they said he doesn't have to testify or something? Is that the one? I want to make sure I'm reading on the right thing. McGahn decision. First result at Google. Trump wins appeal to block testimony. He doesn't have to testify. Oh, okay. Will this have an effect? Will this... Actually, I feel like I need to make this about all the other Trump. Will this have an effect? But this is other Trump court cases too. I'll wait on that. In the past, yeah, sometimes it depends which side you're on. Sometimes the court helps Trump, sometimes it hurts him, more often than not it helps him. There are so many. This is definitely a win for the Republicans, so it's kind of a little party on their side, but at the same time it's like, okay, we won this one, let's get the candy, let's enjoy the thing, but there are so many other things pending, and that's a very unhappy cat. There's a black cat in every one of these cards, and that's a very unhappy cat. Base of the reading. Why does this feel like a Democratic victory? Those are cards of a Democratic victory. What is this? They just lost. Above the reading. Fighting. It's disjointed and it's on multiple cases, but there's definitely fighting. Fighting harder in some cases than others. Near future. Oh, it's going to be hit and miss. They're not going to side. And if the Republicans are thinking they're going to side, that Supreme Court's going to side with Republicans all the way down the line, nope. It's all going to be hit and miss and hit and miss. And their arguments to us are going to sound like, that sounds like a bunch of legalese. But it's going to be hit and miss and hit and miss and hit and miss. Okay, home environment. Oh, look, it's the Justice card for the Supreme Court decision. Yeah, the Supreme Court decision. Hopes and fears. Well, the fear is disappointment. What we see, yeah, Trump. We see the card of vice and the devil. Surprise. Final outcome. Yeah, this is this is like the strongest card. These two are the strongest card here. And it just goes, oh, it's just like a broken record going through my head. Hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss. Final outcome. This actually is about children. Sword of Truth. I feel like I've skewed onto the immigrant children problem. What is this? What is this? And please tell me they're being reunited with their parents and everything's going to be okay. What is this? Because this is about the Supreme Court and the Trump case. Yeah, I've got the right topic. The energy's right. What's going on with this? I feel like we've just skewed straight onto the immigrant children topic. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be as okay as it can be. Because the Republicans and Trump Republicans put all this cruelty in place and pretend that everything's okay, no matter how much damage it's doing. But in the future, it feels like the next administration saying, okay, we are taking care of this. That's what it just suddenly went whoosh. So, okay, that's about the kids. What about, yeah, and I'm getting hit or miss or hit and miss for the other stuff. The other Trump stuff. Yeah, people. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. Military, legislation, or bills rather. Trump's corruption. There is a ton of stuff flying around through the ether, through this. There's so much. There's so much there. Weird. That was weird. But hey, if it ends up with kids are reunited with their parents, that there's a chance for some kind of healing, some kind of, I'm all for it. Confuse the heck out of me, please. Let's see here. Okay, so I didn't mean to look at that, yeah, but that's what I was looking at. Okay, decision, again, and SCOTUS decisions. And right now we're at 48. So let's look how is the Democratic Convention going to go? How is the Democratic Convention going to go? In Milwaukee, isn't it in the middle of July? Democratic National Convention. Oh boy. There's drama. Oh, there's drama. Man. To the point where, you know sometimes you get celebrities who like go to these conventions and you can randomly, it's like, oh, look, like one year was it, I might have the wrong actors, but it was like, like I said, I could have the wrong actors, but it was like up in the stands on the side, right in the seats on the side. It was like Scarlett Johansson walked past Leonardo DiCaprio, and he kind of reached out and ended up like accidentally like grabbing her leg or something to get her attention, to say hi, or I can't remember who it was, but that sort of thing. It's like there's so much back and forth. There's so much arguing. There's so much counting and recounting. I don't know about counting and recounting, but there's just so much this, that. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. That it's like, oh, look, what are the celebrities doing? Just la. All right, I could be wrong about their counting and recounting, but it's drama. There's actually a K-pop song by, I think it's Monsta X. It's called Drama Rama. And it's I get that going through my head sometimes as answer to how are things going to go with blank, and I get the drama ma rama ma rama ma hey. Like, oh, okay. Oh, it's for the big enchilada, the convention. It's for leader of the free world. Chaos. Who's got how many delegates? This is actually Republicans enjoying the show because, they're enjoying any chaos. Same way we enjoyed Republican chaos during the Republican stuff that was going on before. One will be chosen. And I know it seems like, well, that's obvious. I don't know at this point that it's obvious, but no, at the end there will be one, and everyone is going to get behind the one. This is really strong. You can even see the cat. The cat's like, whoa, okay, this is what we're doing. We're voting blue no matter who. We are getting behind this person. So, but going into it, ugh. Let me see if there's any more information on this. How will the Republican convention go? Oh, Joan, it's going to be a Trump rally. I mean, they canceled the Republican primary in South Carolina. They're not even letting other people. Yeah. But I see what you're saying, because if something happens to Trump between here and there, but right now, Democratic convention. Any more information on the? Oh yeah, it's just leave it on the news in the background while you go about other things, because it's just going to be back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and this and that and this and that, and it's like, okay, come on, people, get your act together. That was the Halloween deck, 2 of Wands, which is someone keeping people, 2 little imps, from fighting each other, trying to pull them apart. Wow, this is Republican. This is like Republicans using it to, they're like lying about what happened, or they're like focusing on the wrong thing to make themselves feel better. Okay, that doesn't help. Okay, maybe I should be more specific. Democratic National Convention in July. Is there more information about the actual convention and what happens there? Any more information about what actually happens there? Justice balance, counting, it's like making sure the numbers are right. Also, people are really set on who they like, and it feels like it's even more dug in by then. But it goes into there's all kind of, it may be contested. I don't know. I'm not. But then it's like, okay, we've chosen. So it's very clear. We go in, what is it? What month is it? April goes in like a lion, comes out like a lamb. brokered. There we go. Brokered convention. So, yeah, we go in, but we come out and we're like, and there are a lot of disappointed people who are like, well, that isn't the person I chose. But okay, you know, seriously, I have a potted plant over here, and coming out of the convention, I'd be like, okay, potted plant. So that's good. That's a good thing. Okay. Free college and children returns. Will Trump go to extremes? I got the, hey, I've got everything on my list. Trump is talking about Afghanistan. Of course he is. Stock market. He's slurring his words. Oh no. I feel like, since I have a couple more minutes, I'm gonna throw a few cards on Trump's health. That's something you have to constantly go back and check in on because, and yeah, let's just do that. I want the people to choose, not the party. I understand, GM Dave, but at this point, I just want us to get to the point where it's like, okay, we've chosen. I would prefer if it was just the people who chose. But did I just do what I think I just did? No. These three cards just flipped around. Okay. Thought for a second there I had actually shuffled the two sides. Yeah, Adam, I hate all this violent fighting. Yep. Philip, I've read on that. I read on that for days. So if you go back and look at my other videos, there are timestamps in the description box and pinned as the first comment for everything I read on. And you can just click on the number. It'll take you right to whatever question, related question. Okay, Trump's health. Ugh. Deep fried moron arteries. Trump's health. Actually, I think I got this card because of the expression, kind of someone looking into his arteries going, ooh, ooh. He's hiding it. He's hiding his health from America. Show no weakness. Show no weakness no matter what happens. Which ends up a good part of what, for the simple reason nobody gets off the earth alive, their body alive, their spirit lives on. But I'm saying these, everybody has an expiration date. I am saying that when that happens, it will happen a lot because of his own not taking care of things he should have taken care of. But he's hiding it, hiding, leave and then we're just seeing a little, and we're just seeing one little piece of like all the actual stuff that's going on that's bad with his health. He's digging himself an early grave. Earlier than it would have been, but okay. So, I hope that you are all well. I am going to be back tomorrow. Same time, same channel, And we'll go through another. We have a nice big long list today, and we'll go through more cards tomorrow, okay? All right, I hope you have a great day. Happy Leap Day. And vote blue no matter who. And yeah, the fact that we have in the U.S., if you're not from the U.S., to us, again, card upside down, to us having a leap day in a year means that's an election year, presidential election year, because it happens every 4 years and it happens on leap years. So I am okay. Apparently, Justice card. Fair enough. That's what we're leaving for today. Thank you so much to our moderators. You make this possible. Okay, so you guys take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Thank you, Mod. Thank you to our moderator. Thank you. Okay. See you tomorrow.